I'm Matt.
And I'm Mittens.
And today we're going to be shooting archery in my backyard. It's going to be the first time that Mittens and I have ever shot together. But it's going to be both our first times this year. So kind of a knock the dust off kind of deal.
Yeah, I recently bought a bow last year and I wasn't able to go out, and I'm just looking to build up a little bit of confidence and really dial it in.
And it's your first bow you've ever bought?
Right. Yeah, I'm very new to archery, so
I might throw some tips and tricks in there to kind of help him get dialed in today. I've been doing this since yay tall anyways. We're gonna go out, shoot a couple block targets, but at the end we're gonna play a real life scenario kind of setup on a shot. From there we're going to assess the shot that was taken and try and get that little bit of confidence booster. Put your weight on between your legs, not on your front. Don't shoot. Dropping dimes now.
Don't worry, I'll go back to normal.
Yep, you already did. There you go. Stacking. It's weird how changing your form.
Yeah.
Just a couple small tweaks.
Sakes.
Yeah, I'll exaggerate it here a little bit for you. So what you're doing here
Oh.
Do you have a mental checklist?
No. Well, kinda. Make sure my bow's balanced.
I look at the level on the sight.
Yeah, anything else that you go through?
I make sure that I'm like kind of anchored at the right spot.
So I would look before you draw, feet set,
Mm-hmm.
get that strong posture, that way you're not here. And when you get your draw, go through all your stuff. Whack.
Okay.
And the reason for that is you go out into a real world scenario and what you're going to run into is,
I forget stuff.
so practice. Not everything's perfect in a hunting situation, of course, but
Right.
you know, if you get your foundation set up, then you're doing better.
Right.
Bring your left foot towards me a little bit. You should be squared up to the target. Okay, you got an open stance. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh.
Why am I shooting better than you?
'Cause I punch the trigger and don't aim.
Maybe you should start doing that.
Yeah, I'll do that on this one.
That's better.
So we've come to the last shot of the day. We're gonna take one arrow, one shot apiece, and see what we can do. We got our 3D target set up behind us.
Yeah, and we don't know the distance, and it's quartering away from us.
So we're gonna look at arrow placement and to see how successful we would have been had this been real world. So let's see how this goes.
Let's do it.
Should we go look?
Yeah, I know where it hit.
Walk with us on our journey. Oh, we got a 3-legged deer. Maybe a 2-legged deer.
Yep. Clearly, this is not a successful hit. I misjudged my yardage, and I shot low. This is definitely not a dead deer.
So, what Mittens didn't tell you was about a 30-yard shot is what I set up for anyways. We got a long shot, and this deer will be dead in a matter of a few minutes. Successful in the stance of bringing home a deer tonight. As time goes on over the summer, we'll get into trickier shots. But something I want to point out is, so if you follow this arrow, it's further back than what most people are going to want to typically shoot, but when you have your angle of the deer, you got to think about your exit point too. So we're coming a little bit further back than your broadside shot, but we're going to have a clean, might be in the shoulder, might be right behind the shoulder, it could be, you know, everything kind of varies. So you could come in front of the shoulder and still have a successful hit. Again, this isn't your typical standard of a shot on a whitetail, but it's something that to consider while going through all of this. Okay. So we like to reflect on everything after we're doing whatever it is, whether it's fishing, hunting, practicing in the backyard, whatever it may be. And my takeaways from today, the big thing was I'm really bad at doing the snap shooting. It's a bad habit I've had for a long time, and I really need to work into getting out of that habit. So my goal this summer is to get out of that snapshot mentality.
Yeah, Matt gave me a few pointers to correct my posture. That's one thing I got to work on over the course of the summer, is to make sure that I'm doing the same thing over and over again. And after I got corrected a little bit, I started shooting went from good groups to some pretty good groups.
Great, phenomenal, really.
Okay. So I just got to keep working on my form, and then I got to get better at judging distances. I'm not very good at it. Ideally, I would like to have a rangefinder for when I go actually hunting, but I need to get better at just doing. I need to get better at judging distances without a rangefinder.
And the reason for that would be, clock this tree over here at 30 yards, and that deer comes in and it's a little bit further. Okay, yeah, it might be 35 yards. It might come in at 45 yards. And to know that different distance, not that we're taking a 45-yard shot on a whitetail, but like I do some mule deer hunting, and yeah, you can have that deer at 30 yards and he walks and now he's 45 yards, and that's completely an ethical shot. But if you don't know your distance, then you're going to run into some serious issues. With that being said, we plan on doing more of these. Shots are going to get harder. Practice is going to go from 20 yards. We're going to get out to 60 yards before end of summer, really get dialed in for hunting season.
Yeah, we're really going to stretch it out.
And then more intense shots with that 3D target.
Yeah. Yeah, with that 3D target, we're going to put it behind trees. We're going to do different angles, elevated, level shots. We're gonna really stretch it out to challenge ourselves.
Absolutely. So if you like it, of course, leave a like here, a comment what you like, what you don't like. We're pretty new at this, and we're trying to get something going for ourselves. And then, of course, if you really, really like the content, or want to watch us on the journey of what's unfolding here, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.